Brandon Tanev, that is, to play on the fourth line, right? Like they have a lot of mid-level contracts, not a lot of big-ticket guys, a lot of guys in that mushy middle in terms of contracts. So we'll see if that works for Seattle.
Let me ask you guys quickly. We talked about Utah in the last episode. Now, it's not a pure expansion team, but both Utah and Seattle, the most recent expansion team, made some pretty big moves this summer or before the free agency started. Which team do you guys think will have a better year?
Ooh, good question.
That's a really good one.
I like Seattle a bit more because we've seen the blueprint. Like they have been in the playoffs as recently as 2 years ago, and I think they're kind of like this roster is built in the same mold as that one. Balanced 4-line attack. They're gonna have Dan Balsma coaching them this year. I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of Danny Balsma.
Just for that, maybe Utah might be.
Yeah. So I'm not fully bought in there, but I really think Seattle's like a goalie away from being like one of the sneaky underdog teams in the West.
You know what? I'm gonna say Seattle, and the only reason why I'm gonna say Seattle right now is that Coyotes team by the end was devoid of so much talent. Like there was many spots on that team where genuinely somebody who played like junior hockey growing up probably could have made the cut. Like they were that awful. There was no talent whatsoever past like the top 6. And even on defense too. Like some of those guys are bums. They're nobodies. But the job that Utah has done, they're at the very least, they're going to be a respectable team this upcoming year. Definitely. Who's going to finish higher in the, let's say by next April? It's probably going to be Seattle, just like Christian said. They have some track record there. If they could sort out that goaltending, I think it's hands down by far and away it's Seattle. But I will also say I'll give credit to Utah for the moves that they've done. I think we all gave them credit in our other episode, but they at least will look respectable this year. They're going to look like a hockey team, which a lot of they couldn't say about the Yotes for the last like couple of years. Yeah. I would say.
I'd also say Seattle. I just feel like they're a more complete team. But like as far as this offseason, I think Utah had a better offseason in terms of like big time moves. Like I think Sergachev might have been
biggest addition between the two teams, right?
I was gonna say maybe biggest addition in the league, but then I thought of Nashville.
I mean, they're up there. Yeah, they're definitely up there.
Yeah, I'd say Seattle this year. As far as potential wise, like maybe looking forward, I maybe give the edge to Utah. But yeah, I like what Seattle's doing. I agree with Christian. I think they got to sort out what's going on in net. And hey, maybe Grubauer has a great year, and maybe they sneak into the playoffs. But I'd say Seattle's like a borderline playoff team right now, and then I'd say Utah's still kind of in that rebuild stage.
Probably like a step below.
Yeah. Brando, you posed the question.